In today's live stream video, I'm going to discuss news and current events that affect us as resellers. And then after I discuss my news portion of the program, I'm going to invite anyone in the chat that would like to join me to do so. Every Wednesday, I have a live stream about reselling, and I usually interview another reseller and have them share their tips, tricks, and techniques to make us more knowledgeable and profitable resellers. If you're a reseller or you're interested in becoming a reseller, then you're in the right place. I'm going to pop in the chat, folks, and just say hello to a few people. I want to thank my moderators. Randy was here first, and Sharon, thanks so much for helping out. I appreciate you all being here and assisting me. Mike Flipping Goodies, you said you were moving, and maybe you can give me an update on that status. I wasn't where you were moving anywhere, but anyway, so if you, like I said, if you want to pop in later, I'll post a link. If you I understand if you're moving, you can't, whatever. But again, I have some news articles and things I want to discuss, and bring up the things I discussed in the past, and I also have some jewelry that I want to. So there's any jewelry sellers in the chat. I tell you guys in the past, I'm big about supporting those that have helped me over the years. And that's one of the reasons, probably the main reason I do this reselling channel. There's a lot of free information out there, and other resellers have helped me learn how to become a better and more profitable reseller. So that's why I like bringing on other resellers and having them share their information, try to help us make better. So over the years, I've bought a lot of auctions. I've super chatted. I've done whatever I could to help the other resellers that are giving back to the community. So I have all this jewelry that's piling up here, and I'm going to call it a cash pile. We're not going to call it that other word. So I have a few things, and I'm not even sure what they are. I know I can reach out to a few people. I have jewelry friends in the reselling community, but I would ask you guys while you're here, and if anyone in the chat can help me out. So anyway, it is what it is. So let's get into the main portion of the show, and I'm sure the chat will be filling in very shortly. Again, like I said, guys, I'm going to have some news and current events that are affecting us as resellers. And then I'm going to post the link for the StreamYard. And if anyone wants to pop in and say hello, and maybe I figure, we'll do kind of an end of the year show. We'll discuss how our progress was in reselling for the year. And maybe if you have any goals that you've set for 2022, maybe we can discuss that and bring that up in the chat. So that would be appreciated. So let me get into the meat and potatoes, as I'd like to say. So we're going to discuss some of the news items that I have written down here. So the first item I want to talk about is eBay should tell sellers how to get priority status. Randy is my moderator. Randy and I talk offline quite a bit about reselling. This topic has come up before. Anyway, eBay is rewarding members of its affiliate program for driving traffic to what it dubs priority listings. And that will continue into 2022. According to an end-of-year message from the director of the eBay Partner Network program. But eBay has published very little information about how it determines what makes an item priority status, something it began earlier this year. And if the sellers learn of the program that drives traffic to certain listings, they have no way of knowing how they might optimize the listings to qualify. As a result, traffic that could be going to the listings may not be. Given what we know of eBay's priorities, the criteria for evaluating whether a listing should be priority or not could include the following. Promoted listings. Since sellers pay for promoted listing ads, they're more profitable for eBay. Vertical priority. eBay CEO Jamie Iannone has been focusing on certain categories: luxury watches and handbags, trading cards, sneakers, and eBay Motors. And eBay has been working to boost sales in those verticals. As a side note, I have been hearing commercials for eBay Motors on the local radio stations. As a refresher, members of eBay's affiliate program drive traffic to their listings in a number of ways, according to the eBay Partner Network website. Content, which would be blogging, deals and coupons, email marketing, loyalty and rewards, online comparison shopping, or OCS, product listing ads, social sharing, tools, and mobile apps. So guys, again, eBay puts these programs out there, and sometimes they roll out things and we have no idea what they're talking about. So this is one of those cases. So just want to say hello to, saw Patrick Murphy popped in the chat. Maggie Doodle was in the chat. Appreciate you guys for popping in. John Jones, appreciate you all popping in and being in the chat. And she'll get to the next article, guys. So if you want to comment on any of these articles, feel free to do so. Can talk that a little stumbling with my words here. Anyway, feel free to do so. We'll discuss them. Like I said, I have about 7 or 8 different things I want to talk about. And then again, I know some of you said I want to bring up some of these jewelry items where you guys can help me. And again, I'm going to open up the the chat to anything that we can do. So Terrell Williams is in the building. Terrell, I haven't seen him in chat, but I appreciate you being here, my friend. Thanks for popping in. Okay, article number 2. And I brought this up in a previous show, so I forgot I would rehash this a little bit. Is eBay haggling in danger, and do we care? Being able to make an offer is popular among many buyers and sellers on eBay. But as the marketplace continues to try to reduce unpaid items, the ability to haggle unhampered may be in danger. In the fall, eBay began running a test, in which participating buyers would have to provide their payment details before they could make an offer. And if the seller accepted the offer, eBay would immediately process the payment. Golf clap for that. But it wasn't popular with everyone. I frequently make offers on multiple items from the same seller with the expectation of combining shipping, one seller wrote, who also is a buyer, but not with a stupid change to offers. Okay, well, that's his opinion or her opinion. As was reported, eBay moderator confirmed it was a test for a subgroup of buyers and added, the buyer who was in this test segment, when they are presented with the payment screen, there is a link on there to provide feedback on their new experience. The team is constantly reviewing the feedback, and this will be used to share product info into a better product. The seller explained why that would not work for all sellers. They said, I would hope eBay would provide an opt-out for sellers. There are those who routinely handle multiple offers with combined shipping via an invoice. If there is not an opt-out for them, they would not only have to refund every payment of shipping, but pay the 30-cent transaction fee on each item sold, and that could man up. Okay. On the other hand, another seller explained that sellers are harmed. They accept an offer on an item, but the buyer does not pay, especially during the holiday shopping season. Fortunately, it seems that there are more and more non-paying buyers, which is creating more and more of a problem, especially for smaller sellers who mainly sell one-of-a-kind items. The eBay moderator provided additional information about the test. The buyer making an offer every time will be presented with the payment screen. So for every offer, the buyer, in fact, has to confirm the payment option, shipping details, before they submit the offer. For every offer, the buyer does have the ability to edit/add new payment method as well as shipping addresses and choose from delivery options available. Again, the payment is charged only when the seller accepts the offer. In the meantime, the buyer who reported the new features in the fall came up with a workaround. In a nutshell, he said sellers can uncheck the require buyers to provide a payment method before they make an offer. Selection in their settings under the buyer payment requirements. At least now sellers, if they want to, can opt out, he said. The craziest thing is nobody at eBay customer service support knows how to opt out, and he's asked at least a dozen different CSRs. The issue highlights the challenge. Buyers want the ability to make a deal with combined shipping on multiple items, while sellers want to get paid as soon as possible and not take an item out of circulation until they receive payment. A seller responded with an idea that might make everyone happy. Seller said, I don't understand why eBay couldn't have solved the offer issue by simply making accepted offers automatically generate a coupon code the buyer could use to buy it now at an agreed price, leaving the item available for sale until payment is made. That actually makes a lot of sense, guys. So how many of you are actually in favor of buy it nows on best offers? I know I am. I hate having best offers, and you guys know I've gone back and forth with that issue of having best offers. I told you guys I was selling those ball caps, those golf caps, and I was having issues and with low ball offers. And I decided, you know what? I'm just going to take them off and take the best offers off and just not even deal with it. So I try to get through the holidays and then refocus. What's Mike saying here? If recommended is 6.4 this month and everyone is adding another 2 or 3, I guess he's talking about promoted listings. Okay. So I guess that's where he's at. So Mr. January House is in the house, and Beth Reseller Robot is in the house. I appreciate you guys popping in. Again, guys, for those of you who are just arriving after the start of the show, doing my little news and current events. I wasn't able to book a guest. So if any of you guys would like to pop in, I'm going to post the StreamYard link periodically. I have about half a dozen things I'm going to talk about, and then I have some jewelry. I figure there's some jewelry sellers in the chat that can help me. So And there's Mike, Philly Picker in the house. Mike, I was looking for you early today for your show, and I didn't see it. I guess you guys decided you take the last Wednesday off of the year. So anyway, what does Mr. Patrick Murphy have to say about this? He says, primary stores buy it now with best, not now with best offer, but set my decline number. Okay, so you have the auto decline or auto accept. Patrick, I kind of argued, in my mind back and forth with that as well. When I first started, I had that. I had auto decline and auto accept on, and not that I was doing, huge numbers. I mean, I can respond to those, but then, you watch all these different reselling channels. They used to say, well, you always don't want to auto accept or auto decline. You want to go back and forth. And even if you just accept, the eBay algorithm, Cassini likes that. So, it sees your interaction between the buyer and the seller, and allegedly it helps promote your listing. So I don't know if that's the case or not, but we shall see. So again, guys, I'm a fan of just having, if the buyer makes an offer and a seller accepts, just buy it now. It's immediate payment. I think that eliminates a lot of the problems. So anyway, so that's something that we should look into. And eBay, again, I mentioned earlier, Randy and I talk offline. We talked about the things, and it seems sometimes when you call customer service at eBay, it's like talking to the wall. So I guess it depends on who you get. And again, my simple solution is just, if you have a best offer and the buyer accepts your best offer, or should say, or even the seller, accepts the best offer, then the buyer has to make an immediate payment. So it's as simple as that. So just have that set off. So anyway, that was my second thing I want to talk to you guys about. Okay, so this is a little different. Again, this is something we've always discussed, and it comes up periodically on my show. Basically, how do we deal with bad buyers? So let me just have a little sip here, guys. I'm used to having a guest on and having them doing some talking, so I got a little dry mouth. Anyway, eBay does more to protect sellers from bad buyers. eBay is doing more to protect sellers from bad buyers, including ramping up detection of abusive buyers, expanding seller protections. It told sellers in the UK on Monday. Again, this is in the UK. The reaction from sellers was hardly jubilant, however, with some citing feedback sellers had provided in other areas that eBay had not acted on, and others showing skepticism. Abusive buyer detection should be working by now, and after years of failure, will it work now? I doubt it, wrote one seller. eBay has two types of seller in the UK: business sellers and private non-business sellers. Monday's announcement linked to separate landing pages for each type of seller. On the page where it directed consumer sellers, eBay said it had heard feedback from sellers. It says, you said when you report a buyer, you want to be taken more seriously. It then explained in response, we ramped up detection of abusive buyers. In addition to seller reports, we also detected abusive buyer behavior by looking at claims and return patterns. We recently ramped up detection, and if we determine that the buyer has violated our abusive buyer policy, we will take action against that buyer. On the page where it directed business sellers, eBay said it had heard seller feedback. You said you want better protection against false buyer claims. It then explained in response, we expanded our seller protections to false buyer claims. More sellers are protected when a buyer falsely reports an item as not as described, or an INAD as we like to call it. When the criteria are satisfied, we'll subsidize the cost of the return label up to $3.50, I should say 3.5 pounds. It's in pounds because it's for the UK. Remove the negative and neutral feedback defects and open cases in your service metrics. So anyway, that seems like it's going in the right direction. Those were just two of the actions eBay said it had taken in response to seller feedback. eBay also set up threads on the discussion boards where sellers could react to the announcement and also link to the main announcement. Some sellers use the opportunity to discuss other issues they would like to see eBay address, such as a seller who reported a disproportionately high fee ratio on low-cost items, and one who cited the ongoing problems sellers are having following enrollment into managed payments, being told they have been vetted and approved. The promise to crack down on bad buyers isn't a new one. So again, guys, we always talk about bad buyers and, unscrupulous INAD claims. And again, I know, Beth is in the chat, Miss Reseller Rowboat, and she loves selling clothes, but that's one of the issues. I'm not a big fan of selling clothes because you get these frivolous INAG claims. People, the clothing doesn't fit. Again, guys, and I always refer back because that's where I always started selling. Mostly women's jeans, and people would say, "Will these jeans fit me?" I would say, "Well," I said, "to be honest with you, it's better if you didn't purchase these jeans if you have not purchased this brand before, because every jean is cut a little bit differently. They wash differently, they shrink differently, the materials are different. Some have more stretch than others." So I wouldn't get in all those details. But again, a lot of times people, they think like Amazon. They think, okay, we'll buy clothing. If it doesn't fit, we'll just send it back and say, there's a fault in it, or the color is off, or the description isn't accurate. But British B, I don't let people in unless I know them, my friend. Unfortunately, I've had issues before with the StreamYard link. I do not let people in. I know some people out there, and I'm not saying you're a troll, but there are trolls out there that attempt to abuse the privilege of coming into my chat. So I do not know you, so you're not going to get the StreamYard link. So you've probably never seen my show before, but I'm a fan of, do something to me once, shame on you. Do something to me twice, shame on me. So I've learned from my experience. I do not post the link unless I allow the person in. And there it is. Okay, I figured as much. Okay, there we go. That's the problem when you put live stream and open panels. I guess these trolls have a way of finding them out and trying to pop in. So I learned my lesson, and it seems like they come from the UK a lot. Speaking of this, we just spoke about the UK. So anyway, let's see if there's something here. Lisa says she's only received great customer service from eBay too. That's tremendous. What's Patrick saying here? Potential buyers right under my order rate, then I just send them a message. Okay. I understand that, Patrick. So anyway, appreciate that. So guys, again, there's trolls everywhere. That's why I have my moderators in the chat. I appreciate you guys helping me out. So I just wanted to put that out there because I figured I try to post my show at least a couple days early, and I figured I would put that in the description and whatnot. So any of you guys were available, you were able to pop in. So fortunately, when you do that, sometimes you get trolls that want to pop in and then disturb the show. So I'm going to move on. Okay, we'll get into the next article. Okay, let's see here. We talked about the UK. All right, my next thing is, guys, and I've brought this up before, and I have just a few more things I want to talk about. And like I said, we'll open it up to the chat. Well, anybody wants to pop in, we'll talk about a little bit about end of the year, and I have some jewelry things I want to show you guys. So we might be able to have a little bit shorter show, but again, we'll see how it goes. And again, if you guys are interested in popping in, I'm actually going to post the link right now. I might as well just post the StreamYard link in the chat now while we're waiting, and then I'll be able to do that and get into the next article. So again, guys, as I said before, I am only going to allow people on who I know, because there's been issues when I haven't done that. And again, shame on me if I do the same things that have not worked. It's the again, you guys, I'm big about repeating sayings. It's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting different results. Hi, Stephanie. Thanks for popping in. Again, I just mentioned to put the StreamYard link if you want to pop in. I don't know if your camera ready, but again, I'm doing a little news show. Probably have about 25, 30 minutes of material. And I have some, Stephanie, I'm not sure if you sold, I know you sell jewelry on your auctions, but I don't know if you're a jewelry seller per se. I had some jewelry pieces that I had bought over the years, and I just wanted to pop them in the chat and see if anyone knew about those. So anyway, so we'll pop them in after I do my news segment of the show. And I have a few more things I'm going to go over with you guys. Okay, so as I said in a previous show, okay, we all know about the postal rates, going up. As we had said before, the rates were going up. They were pulsing them up for the USPS, and then they were dropping them back down the day after Christmas, December 26th, and then they'll go back up again in January 9th. So I just wanted to recap that, guys, and just I'm sure 99% of you are aware of it, but there might be some new sellers in the chat that watch the show. So we're watching the replay, so I want to make you aware of that. Again, so this is kind of like a rehash of what I discussed before. The U.S. Postal Service filed notice with the Postal Regulatory Commission, the PRC, on November 10th of price changes for shipping services to take effect January 9th, 2022. The proposed prices approved by the Postal Service governors would raise shipping service product prices approximately 3.1% for Priority Mail, 3.1% for Priority Mail Express, and shipping service prices or adjustments vary by product. Although mailing service price increases are based on consumer price index, shipping services prices are primarily adjusted according to market conditions. So again, mailing service regular cost of postage is adjusted by the consumer pricing case increases. The shipping service prices are primarily adjusted according to market conditions, at least according to USPS. The governors believe that these new rates will keep the Postal Service competitive while providing the agency with needed revenue. If fair review by the PRC, the new prices will include an increase in the price of a small flat rate box to $9.45. The medium flat rate box would increase to $16.10. The large flat rate box would decrease to $21.50, and the price of APO, FPO large flat rate box would decrease to $20. Regular flat rate envelopes, legal flat rate envelopes, and padded flat rate envelopes would also increase to $8.95, $9.25, and $9.65 respectively. The proposed domestic priority mail freight rate retail prices changes are okay. Actually, I didn't want to do that, so I actually took those out. So basically, guys, they were the retail prices again. So in general, we're going to see about a 3.1% increase. Some things are coming down slightly. Again, the rates that I quoted you are the retail rates. So in other words, we all know that we want to print out the shipping from our home, using Pirate Ship or eBay or whatever service we're using. But those prices that I quoted you are the retail. But again, like the priority flat rate envelope that I use quite a bit is going up approximately $1 in cost. We're just popping a chat for a little bit, guys. And again, guys, remind you that I am going to have I'm going to pop the StreamYard link in again if anybody wants to join me. And then again, if you want to discuss your how your sales went over this past year, I know we talk about setting goals. I'm working on having a seller come on that is big with goal setting and motivation. So that's one of the people I'm working on. So let me just discuss one quick thing. And I actually have two people in the screen room. So it's just a sip of water, guys. The one thing I did want to remind you guys was, again, I mentioned this on the last show, that we have to use our shipping supply coupon. If we have an eBay store, we have to use that by the 31st, which is Friday. So again, guys, the old saying, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So hello, Jennifer. Thanks for popping in. So let me pop in. I don't know who came in first, so we're going to do ladies first. We're going to add Stephanie, and then we will add Blake Flipping Goodies. And let's see if we can do this. Let's see. No, we don't want to do that. Let's see. Play with this a little bit. That's a better one.
There we go. Hello.
Stephanie, for those of people that don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself to the chat? Tell people about your channel and what you do, your auctions, etc.
Oh, yeah. I'm Stephanie with Thrifting Adventures. And I have a resale channel, and I'm a reseller. I've been on Adam's channel, but I think it was a while ago.
Was quite a bit. Quite a while ago.
Yeah. And I sell on eBay. I sell on my YouTube channel. I sold a little bit on Instagram. What else do I do? I have antique space. What do I do? I sell at JBF sales. That's the kids, consignment sales. Yeah, I kind of do a little bit of everything. And then I went on TikTok live for the first time today. That was weird.
You want to TikTok trying to sell things on TikTok? Okay.
No, I didn't try to sell things because it was my first time, and I was really like, I wasn't familiar with it. So I was like, I just talked about stuff that I bought at antique malls. I was just chit-chatting, showing my antique, because I didn't know, because I've never been live on TikTok before. So it was really weird. I didn't know how to shut it off. I'm like, how do I get out of here?
Well, I don't know if you saw the last week's show when I had Ray on from the Nashville Flippers. He's killing on TikTok.
Oh, is he?
Oh my God, he's killing it. And again, TikTok is a lot of younger people. So,
well, there is hold on, I gotta raise the volume. There is older people.
Okay.
There's like there's a lot of young people and stuff, but like there's like a community of older people on it and like resellers and stuff I've noticed. So yeah, it's kind of like a new thing. Yeah, I know. Yeah, quite a few resellers are hopping onto TikTok just for another, social media
social
kind of
media.
aspect.
How would
Yeah.
again, Mike? I'm going to get to you in a second, but I'm just curious. How did you become aware of that resellers were popular? Is there some kind of Facebook group or something that they talk about that?
No, I heard about TikTok, and then I chit chat with a lot of other resellers.
Okay, offline. Okay.
Yeah, and I said, what's good? Because I was on TikTok and I noticed like resellers and vintage people were on there talking, and so I asked a few people like, "What's going on?" And Yvonne, my friend Yvonne, she was like,
Fritz,
"Oh
right.
yeah," she's like, "There's like a community of resellers on TikTok." I was like, "Well, maybe I'll just have fun with it." So I just had fun with it, and then I was like, "How do you make money on TikTok?"
That's amazing.
And so, because there's like lives where people just like go to work and they just have it on live like all day long. I don't know. And then
I guess your employer isn't too happy about that.
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. Right. And then people send you like gifts, like coins and stuff.
Okay.
And so no one sent me coins today. I was only on for half an hour, but I was like, okay, well, this is a different kind of thing to do. So I don't know.
All right. Mike, Mr. Flippin' Goodies, sir. Thank you for popping in.
Mr. Adam, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. Although what you were saying you were moving, what's the moving? What's going on?
I told you I closed my store.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware of that. Okay. Yeah. You just mentioned me that. Okay.
Too many things on the plate at once. I was just getting to the point where,
okay.
I sell on every platform. So
right.
I have to keep that going. And the store was detracting from that.
Gotcha.
Plus a lot of time away from home. Eating habits were bad, because you're out almost every
fast food and pizza and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it just didn't work out. We were doing well. It's just that everything else started to slide, and I don't like other things sliding because that's the main bulk of my money coming in. So, I'm going to put out a lot of videos this year about Shopify and using Shopify to advance your reselling business because, as you were just talking about TikTok does have an app for Shopify.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Oh,
okay.
Push to TikTok. Facebook Shop goes to Facebook Marketplace. Okay. So a lot of these cross-listing programs, you don't really need. Shopify will handle all that plus your inventory.
Okay. And
I don't think a lot of people realize how much Shopify can do for you.
I wasn't aware at all. Like again, guys, and I'm going to interrupt you for 1 second, Mike. And I tell you, because I'm ADD, I got to say something while I'm thinking about it. That's why I love having people popping in the chat because you never know. I mean, I wasn't aware that it was integrated in all these different fashions. That's great. Thanks for sharing that, Mike.
Well, yeah, I mean, it controls right now through Shopify. The only place I sell on that doesn't control is Mercari.
Okay.
I've spoken to Shopify, and I'm not even considering Mercari. Mercari have to come out with their own app to integrate in. So Shopify offers, like right now, everything I run, except for Mercari, which would be Walmart, Amazon, eBay, Google Shopping, Facebook Shop, Facebook Marketplace, and TikTok, and what's the name of the last one?
Did you mention eBay? I don't know if you mentioned eBay.
Wish.com.
Wish.com.
Okay. So all of those are controlled, and my inventory is controlled through Shopify. So all year, not all year, but most of the year, Sharon knows, I've been working on getting this all in place because I was already selling on multiple platforms.
Right.
And stumbled on Shopify. So in order for that to control everything, plus if eBay ever has an issue and you start losing listings or whatever, they're sitting there on Shopify. You just push them right back over.
That's an advantage. I wasn't aware. Okay, I didn't even think about that.
So there's a lot of.
So it kind of covers your end. It's there. You just bring it back over to eBay.
You just got to push your listings back over to eBay, which is again, it's time consuming, but it's something where I have the higher account, which is $74 a month, I think. But the starter account, which would work for most people, is like $29.
Yeah, you told me it's like $30. I wasn't aware that was that expensive. Okay.
And the problem is getting onboarded with it, meaning getting all your products in there, moving them around, setting them up, and getting them working together on all the platforms. So if something on Amazon sells, and I have it it on Amazon, Walmart, and eBay, it automatically pulls it off the site or lowers my inventory on all those sites. I do absolutely nothing.
And how frequently does it I don't know the technical term is ping it or whatever to check it?
It says every 15 minutes, but it's really, I would say a lot of times it's instantaneous, but they say it's every 15 minutes is what they will do.
That seems pretty good. For $30, it seems like it's worth it.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's a lot of work. It took me months and months to get it all set up.
There's a learning curve too, right? I mean, as far as how it operates.
Listings on eBay, and I had a couple hundred on Amazon and a couple hundred on Walmart, and trying to get that all organized was really painstaking.
Right.
But the nice part about it is, like if I make a Walmart listing, I could push it right from Shopify, regardless if it's a listing on Walmart or not yet.
Okay.
It will automatically take my listing and make it a Walmart listing. Like you can go on there and see some items. Like I just got, you can see it right there. I just got the light box. Okay. I used to take my pictures on that table with that white cloth on it. That's like perforations on it. So if you go on Walmart, look at my listings. That's what you see, the white thing with the perforations on it.
Got to do what you got to do.
So let's upgrade and get that. But that's a little cumbersome to work with, but I'll figure it out.
I made one. It's kind of half baked. I try to keep it Gina's channel. I took a 4-liter Carlo Rossi box. I took tissue paper and a poster board and made my own.
Nice.
It works, but the tissue paper breaks every once in a while. So I've been putting a lot more money into my YouTube channel than I have been into my reselling business. But again, so I'll probably end up buying some kind of box. And I'll give you a pro tip. You know how they say use like these vinyl background sheets or whatever?
Yeah.
You can never get the wrinkles out. I don't care what they say. I've steamed it and ironed it and steamed it, and there's wrinkles everywhere. So I just
never mind.
It might be a pain in the neck for me because I do sell a lot of like bigger items, so that's not going to work at all for me.
True.
So that's going to be it's for Walmart and stuff like that, basically.
Okay. Now, and again, I write things down. I make a mental note. You said Facebook Shop, was it? I know there's Facebook Marketplace. Was it Facebook Shop?
Facebook Shop. You'd be amazed how many sales you'll make there.
What? Why don't you tell us a little? I'm gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna put you on full screen for a second.
So no, don't put me on full screen.
All right. Okay. You're kind enough to join me. You're running the show, Mike.
First, I want to say Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. Sharon, Mike, Paul is in there, Craig's in there.
I'm gonna say, don't forget Saturday. Craig will be upset.
Jennifer Hayes. I hardly ever get to speak to Jennifer personally. It's always like hello in the morning or every chat
when
I
you
see.
When you pipe in Johnny's chat, right? Yeah, she's busy popping the links in there.
Oh, what was the question?
Facebook Shop.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So through Shopify, Facebook app is free. Okay. So once you set up your commerce profile on Facebook, get that all done, it links to Shopify through that app. Then you apply for Marketplace, which will then push, once you're approved, will push all your listings through to Marketplace. So you have your Facebook shop and also your listings on Marketplace. Okay. Now, sales come through. I would say it took me 2 to 3 weeks to kind of get some momentum there. But once it started, it hasn't stopped. And I've been selling them now for about 6 or 7 months. And what's great about it is there's no offers. They just buy it. There's no such thing as an offer. You'll get an occasional email, hey, can I do a little better on the price? But either they're buying it or they're not. And when they buy it, they pay instantly. I've never had an item go into limbo. Like I have a couple on eBay right now that are kind of 3-4 days in waiting.
I hate that.
That's why I like that auto pay on the
yeah.
See, the hard part for me about that is I got to pay attention to those because Shopify doesn't recognize it as a sale until it actually dings through. And they pay.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So now that item, if I only have one, it's tied up with eBay and it sells someplace else, I have a problem. So that I have to pay attention to, go in and pull it down and lower my inventory, either 1 or 0, whatever it's going to be, to compensate for that tie up on eBay.
eBay's been very frustrating lately.
See, I'm a big eBay fan. I love their support. That's where everybody really starts. Usually is on eBay. Everybody's
Yeah.
It's a good learning platform. Yeah,
probably the most familiar with that platform compared to the others.
absolutely.
Like for me, when I started Walmart, try and search Walmart on YouTube and find people that are going to tell you how to do Walmart. It's not
Doesn't exist, right?
Very hard to find.
Yeah.
So I just recently applied for and got approved for their fulfillment, which is great because I have a few items on there I can constantly go through. So once I figure out how to send them in, that's what I'm going to be doing at the beginning of the year.
Randy loves it. Reach out to Randy. I mean, if you need Randy's contact
I'm going to have
information.
to talk to Randy on this one because I'm looking through all the rules. I'm reading. I got printouts, and it's like it can't make heads or tails of. Am I supposed to put barcodes on it? No barcodes.
Oh gosh.
Randy is very helpful, and like I said, I'm sure I'll be happy to help you. Mike, just reach out to me
because I definitely want to get that rocking and rolling.
Yeah, he's been doing it for quite some time now with their fulfillment center.
Yeah, that's going to be my focus this year is Walmart. I'm going to push hard on that and see how far I can get with it. I did very well this year, but I want to double that. So there'll be a lot of focus on Walmart and what I'm doing over there.
Now let's say I don't have Shopify. If I just want to sell, let's say I want to do eBay and I want to do Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shop. If I list something on Marketplace, what listed on Shop, or do I have to still list?
It's reverse. Shop
to reverse.
Marketplace. Yeah.
Okay.
So you apply for you set up your shop first, and then you'll have what's called a commerce profile. And it's commerce manager, and then the business suite. Okay. So once you have those two set up, and you start listing some items, there's a little link underneath your name. When it's hard to say because you're not seeing what I'm looking at, but
I understand.
Sales channel, and it says apply for Marketplace, and then you just apply for Marketplace. I believe it's right there. Like mine already says Marketplace. So,
what type of items do you sell?
I sell everything.
Everything.
Well, seriously, you pretty much name it. I'll probably have it, or I sold it.
He sells like replenishables and one of a kind. Mike sells everything.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much
does very well with electronics, golf clubs, everything.
Yeah, electronics is my favorite, like vintage stuff. That's my favorite thing to sell. But
Mike's huge with the estate sales too. He kills it at estate sales.
Yeah, estate sales. I got a lot of private connections where I get in early, so that makes it a little bit easier. If you go to
Mike, Randy said, "Call me. I will help you go through it." I tell you, he's very.
I know Randy would. Like I said, it's something where it's so frustrating because it's just like I'm trying to watch videos and then they start talking about it, but I know how to do what they're talking about. They don't explain, like sit there and show you.
I'm sure there's like some little things are nested.
What I'm saying. I don't expect people to give away their products, but take a product and just show me what you're doing with it so that I can kind of grasp what's going on there. Because I'm super excited about doing that this year. And I will keep updates on the channel. My channel kind of slacked off this year because I just had so much going on. But I'm planning on hopefully getting that back up and running a little bit. Not daily videos, but I'll put a video out a week and hopefully help people that want to learn how to get into Walmart, stuff like that. It's like, if you look at it, if you rewind back to the Amazon beginning, this is your chance now with Walmart.
It's like the infancy. Yep. Mm-hmm.
You want to get in on the ground floor and get all your legs in. Like you can almost sell anything on there. There's very few restrictions to sell.
Yeah, I don't want to speak out of school. I mean, I'm sure Randy doesn't mind me sharing it, but he loves it. He loves Walmart.
Oh, Walmart's great.
Yeah, he's very, very happy with his sales on Walmart.
Support has gotten better. They actually have where they can call you now. When I first started, you used to have to sit there and chat with them. Okay. And a lot of times they just link you to a help section. And it's like, okay, great.
Like a frequently asked question. They I want that.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, Randy, is that, that kick, because on fulfillment, you're now a 2-day seller. I can't be a 2-day seller. I don't have the time. I'm not full-time. I'm only part-time. So I'm working during the day. If something sells, I don't have the time to push it out the door right then and there.
Yeah.
So I need my handling to be a little bit more expansive on every platform, So, I got dinged a lot early on with Walmart because I thought I could do 3-day, but I couldn't even meet that commitment. So there's a lot of things to know and learn because no, you can't sell vintage on Walmart.
Oh, you can't. Okay.
Walmart has to be new with a UPC code. There
Okay.
are some exceptions, but you have to get approved for that exception.
So you can't sell any used products, like you can't sell like your VHS DVD combo or anything like that.
No use.
Can you find like new items at, like Goodwill? Like
that's
Goodwill
fine.
bins, I'll find new stuff.
Just
and
make
sell
sure the
it.
packaging, let's put it
Brand
this
new
way.
and sealed. Yeah.
Right. But I look at it this way. If I want to send you something, or I look at it on my end, if you sent me something, would I be happy getting that? Meaning, if the box all broken up, because you walk into Walmart itself, and on their shelves, everything has wear. The kids are playing with it. They're throwing it around the aisle. You know what I'm saying? And they put it back on the shelf, and it's all beat up. But I think the last time I looked, I had and I'm on now a year and a couple of months on Walmart. I've had 10 returns, which is really good in my opinion. I don't
know what percentage rate that is, but it's got to be less than 1%.
10 returns is like really, really good.
Like a tenth of a percent or something. Yeah.
Well, see, the problem is like 9 of them are going to be bought in error. They found a lower price is what they're telling you. But that's just the way.
Their son didn't push the app by mistake and order it.
Yeah, exactly. You went through the whole process.
I hate returns. God.
Well, returns are part of what we do.
It's part of the business, unfortunately.
I
you just got to move on. I mean, there's so much. Here's the thing. I would watch people always complain about it, and for me, I look at it like this: how many sales have I made that I have heard nothing from the customer?
That's true. You got to look at the glass half full, not half empty.
Well, here's the problem. If your ratio is like 20%, you have a business problem. Your business is wrong.
Right.
You're not describing your products or whatever. You're doing something wrong.
Right.
Returns should not be that high. But with my vintage electronics this year, I promised myself last year, but I guarantee you this year, if you look at one of my listings for my vintage, I'm going to show it playing. I'll have a video of it playing because I got 2 of them back this year that I know for a fact were working. When I got them back, didn't work at all.
They sent you back the one they had, and then they kept the one you sent them.
It's the same serial number, all that matches, and it's not.
The serial number matched.
Yeah, it's not the return. They blew it up, is what happened. They must have had a bad piece of equipment they plugged into it, because I know for a fact these things are working because I tested them myself.
So you think like a monitor or something could be bad and blow it out?
Well, you could have a bad amp you plug in.
An amp. Okay,
you can do a lot of things. You could just touch it wrong and blow these things up. A lot of diffusers and stuff, but this was the amp itself was blowing on it.
Okay.
But I took in 1 week over $1,000 in returns on eBay. And it's like as soon as it hit, I got hit with a reel-to-reel and that vintage stereo I'm talking about. Okay, and one of them was a beautiful Pioneer, but I can't fix it. I had to sell it for parts because it's just impossible. There's a guy in Tampa that fixes them, but he's a year out to repair this stuff. By the time I pay him, I'm not going to get my money back. So let's just pass it on for parts and move on to the next one.
Now, what kind of return did they just say did not work or was not working?
Yeah, that's what they complained that it didn't work.
And then with that type of return, you can't even do a partial return, right? Because you got to get a refund in full, right?
I could fight. Well, that's why I want to do the video.
You have to fight it, right?
I can start proving that. Look, this thing when I packed it was working.
Right. Now
it's not. If it got damaged in the mail, that's fine, but it didn't. Because I packed this stuff like crazy. I mean, there's no way you could probably drop it 10 feet and wouldn't see a dent in it. And then the other one, I took the reel-to-reel. Now that was $700 sale. Those hurt to take.
Oh God.
I got it back, and his complaint was volume wouldn't go up. Well, it's a passive reel-to-reel. You need to put an amp on it.
Right.
I
didn't realize it when he first emailed me about it. I'm like,
oh my God! You took the return and you got the shipping and everything.
I played it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with this thing, right? So I messaged him. I said, did you? Because you could plug headphones right into it, or you could actually plug speakers into it, but you only get the bland volume. You have no amp to it.
Right.
Well, I took that return. But again, you sell big items, expect big returns sometimes. It's just the way it is. And you move on.
Yeah. Again, and again, some people were in the chat the other day, and I was complaining about something, and they said, don't let things get in your head. Don't let things mess with your head. You know, move on. It's the cost of doing business. You know.
Yeah.
So, and it's true. I mean, I get frustrated with returns and get frustrated with lowball, best offers, but
yeah, but this is the business.
part of the business. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So it's like I said, lowball offers don't bother me because what I usually do is if let's say I'm trying to think of the last one I got was today. I have an item up for $129.99. I got an offer now. I have free shipping on it. Okay. I got an offer for $25.99. I think it was. I can't even ship it to you for that. So
I keep it clean. Jiminy crickets.
It's just crazy. Then I had another one. I have I picked up at a garage/estate sale place. These Sony Freaks, the FREQ, they're the old Walkmans.
Yeah, you talked about that, yeah.
They were sealed in the package. I mean, brand spanking new. I've got 4 of those and 2 used ones. They're listed for $149. I have 1 left, and it's brand new in package. That's all I have left out of all of them.
Right.
I got an offer today for $40 on it. I said to them, look, I sell the used ones for $50. You're barking up the wrong tree here on this one. So that kind of can be annoying.
Do you ever get the sob stories?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I was selling a Pendleton picnic backpack for my aunt, and the guy she wanted to get over $100 for it, and I thought she just wanted to sell it for anything. So he offered $25, and I was gonna take it, but then she's like, no. So he's like, oh, my son really wants this backpack, and I can't find this anywhere, for cheaper. And I was like, well, why do I have to be the one to give it to you for this price? And I was like, I'm sorry, this is not mine. Well, can you talk to her? I mean, I was like, seriously, it was several messages, and I was like, listen, I this is not mine. This is the lowest I can go, And I ended up selling it later for I think $85 plus shipping, so it's close to $100,
Right.
But I was like, man.
The holiday season is big for that. I can't afford to buy my son something. Can I?
Yeah. It was for a gift. It's for a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm trying to make money, and I get these sob stories. Oh gosh, I really want this, but I'm on a fixed income or something. I just feel like saying, well, how do they know I'm not on a fixed income, or how do they know I'm not poor? It's like, come on.
Well, thank God, at least this year, the Postal Service was a lot better than last year.
Yeah.
That really subsided a lot. I had one. Actually, I can only think of one. I got a message on that it didn't receive it, and that was a Walmart order, of course.
Okay.
Oh.
And that you just refund and move on.
Right.
You don't want to start arguing with people there. You just take that loss and kind of move on. File your case with the post office and help you get it. Because I'm not getting the item. She didn't get the item, and what am I going to do?
Did they say it was delivered? They didn't say it was delivered.
Oh, it shows out for delivery for 2 weeks now.
So it says it's still.
Yeah, it's lost somewhere. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's that. Someone said I bought some homemade face masks from someone, and she did not put tracking on it. She put it in an envelope, and I never received it because I was like, oh, do you have tracking or something? Because I have a P.O. box, so everything gets sent to my P.O. box. Right. And she's like, no, I never received it. So it just got lost, and I had no way to track it because she put it in an envelope with just some stamps. And I was like, can I have my money back? And this was on YouTube. It was a YouTube live. And she was nice. Like, I knew her, but I was like, okay, come on. Like, she knows I'm trustworthy, that I wouldn't like try to scam or anything. But yeah, I was kind of like.
That's a good topic she just brought up. I'm going to throw this at you, Adam. Tell me what you think. Is it better to have 100% feedback? We'll just talk eBay right now. Is it better to have 100% feedback or a couple of hits on your feedback? What's your opinion?
I don't think it matters. I think a couple of hits on your.
Is it better?
What's the alternative?
Well, either you have 100% or you have a couple of things and you're sitting at 99.
I think it depends on the volume. I think if you sold,
Yeah, it depends
2,000 items and you have 99%, you sold 50 items and you have 99%. It's a big difference.
Okay.
Yeah,
so let's say a good seller.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Okay. Let's say they have good sales every day.
Right.
Let's say they have 2,000 feedback. Okay. And they're at 100%.
And you're at 99%. I don't think it would make a difference.
Same seller, it's a different seller, same setup.
Right.
Is at 99%.
I think it's more like when Randy was on the show. How's your store set up? Your pictures, your description.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with you. I also have an alternative idea in my head. The way I look at it.
Okay.
Okay. If you have 100% and you're like pristine, everybody has issues with customers. Okay. I don't care what you're selling. It could be brand spanking new. Okay. Every buyer is not going to be happy when they get their product. Either they thought they overpaid, it wasn't what they were expecting, it was different size, different color, whatever that might be. Okay. But for a savvy eBay buyer, and they're out there, trust me, because I run into them all the time. I get drop shipped all the time with my printers and everything.
Oh, really?
Like that.
Okay.
So, what I look at is if you're 100%, you have like no negative feedback whatsoever, and everything's like really good, you're almost a target to these guys.
Yeah.
In my head, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying go out there and get bad feedback on purpose. All I'm saying is it's like you're like almost becoming you're making yourself a target where a savvy buyer can look at you and say, that's a person I can get the item for free.
That's one way to look at it. Yeah, they want to keep that 100% feedback, so they're going to go beyond. Beyond
like I said, I'm not saying go get bad feedback. I was at 100% for a long time. Then I got one negative, and I was like, all right, I didn't even bother fighting it because I really didn't care at that point.
I'm actually surprised I don't have any negatives, because like someone will complain about the sizing or something, or something or other, or like something got damaged and shipping. I'm like, oh great, I'm going to get negative feedback. But then it never I'm at 100% and does it happen? I'm like, like, okay. Or sometimes they'll leave positive, but it will be kind of negative.
It'll be a negative description, the return, but they give you positive feedback.
It'll be a positive feedback, says positive.
Right.
And then it'll say the misrepresented the color. And I'm like, okay.
Positive feedback, right?
But it was positive feedback, but they had a complaint on the feedback, and I was like whatever. And then sometimes you get sloppy, like I'll get sloppy, and I post I sold a vintage Tommy Bahama sweatshirt, and with vintage stuff it's smaller than the sizes are smaller back then than what they are now. Well, the person wanted to return it. They said, this isn't the right size. I'm blah blah blah. So they returned it, and I was like, crap. I was like, didn't I measure it? And I forgot to list the measurements. I was like, frick, and that was my fault, So
you just listed as large or whatever, you didn't have the measurements.
Yeah, and I was looking, I was like, oh, they're at fault, I'm sure. And I looked like, God,
I don't do clothing a lot, but when I do it, I take pictures of the measurements.
And I forgot.
Like the measuring tape right in the picture.
Right on the picture. Just because
I started doing that, but I didn't even list the measurement. So it was my fault. I was like, but they didn't leave me negative. So I was like, okay, I don't know. It's like, I don't know why. I don't know.
Mike, is the Facebook shop, is that a relatively easy approval? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, Facebook shop is not really a big problem. It's more of a hassle setting it up.
Okay.
I would say that it takes, you got to be a full-blown business, first of all, to get it. Okay.
All right. Do you have to have like an EIN or something?
Yeah, you can't just walk in there and say, I'm a seller. Let me sell.
I'm a seller.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work that way. Right. It's like I said, it's like anything else. You got to fill out all the information, wait. Once you get set up, it's actually, their interface is actually pretty good, except for the fact that their outstanding payments with like the money they owe you is all messed up. Right now my account says negative $4,000. Like I owe them $4,000. Yet every day they deposit money in my bank account.
Oh wow.
It's just a really, and I spoke to them. They like, yeah, we're aware of this problem. That's like almost 2 months ago. I spoke to them about it.
Right.
And I'm just like, whatever. As long as I keep getting paid.
As long as you get your money.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pain in the neck. And then once you get into marketplace, that's when you really see your sales jump. And then what I've tried lately, I've been experimenting with Facebook ads, because remember, we're not paying any fees there till the end of June.
Oh, is that what they're doing? Okay.
Right. So you're not paying any fees. So you can afford to lay out a little bit and boost your revenue that way. So I've been kind of doing like anywhere from $10 to $15 a day for like, I'll let it run for like a week. So I'll invest, $100, $150 into it. But the return on that is pretty good. So I don't mind doing it. And I just look at it as it's like me paying eBay fees, at the end of the week.
True,
so,
true.
I mean, it's a wash. So until they started collecting, and I don't even know this is how bad I am. I've never read after June 22 how much I think it was going to be 5%, but I could be wrong on what they're actually going to charge for fees. So
but yeah, marketplace and the shop, are they both the same fees?
I don't know what they're going to. There's no fees right now.
Not at all. Okay.
None. No.
Is that for everyone or just some stuff?
Everyone. Every sale. There's no fees.
Okay. Adam, I have to get going.
You have to go. Thank you for joining us.
My battery's running dead. I gotta make dinner. It was so nice to meet you, Mike, and see you later, Adam.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, like I said, I don't know what it's gonna be when it actually kicks in. I thought it was 5%, but I could be wrong.
Right.
I'm very bad at that. I just keep running.
Well, you're like the plate spinner. You're constantly spinning those plates.
Where's the next platform and how do we get on it? That's all I need.
Exactly.
And then my other app I'm using now, I watch Wick. I don't know if you're familiar with him, Flipping Junk.
No.
Wick is great. I love watching Wick. He's very low key.
Flipping Junk is the channel?
Is it? Yeah, Flipping Junk.
Okay.
He does a lot of like Home Depot and Lowe's retail arbitrage.
Okay.
Which is very interesting to watch because very few people have videos on that.
True.
So watching him go in there and do his magic is pretty interesting. I've tried doing that, but I can never seem to find anything to.
I have trouble with Walmart, so I get shocked when I find something I can make money on, but people do well.
But he's fun to watch, and he was using what do I use? It's called Prime Lister, I think.
Okay.
That's what I've been using lately to list over to Mercari. I push everything. It's like a big circle. I push everything from Shopify to eBay, then from eBay to Mercari.
Okay.
So I look at Mercari will be the sacrificial lamb if I double sell something.
Oh yeah. You want to cover your rear end on the eBay and whatnot, Walmart. Just out of curiosity, what sells well for you on Mercari? I mean, I ask people all the time because Mercari seems to be like the. Mercari is typically for younger buyers. Is that correct?
I had so many Wii's. I couldn't give them away. All right. There's a guy.
I got one sitting right behind me.
I'm in Central Florida. There's a guy 2 towns over from me. You might have got him. I don't know if he does everybody, but as soon as I list the Wii on eBay, like if I do a sell symbol, like I pull it down and put it back up, I get hit from him immediately. His name is Kel. Okay. And he gives you an offer on your Wii for like $42. Now, it could be with games, with controllers, or just the console itself. Okay, which I think.
Wow, so $42 with the game, controllers, and the console offers you $42?
Well, that's what he'll offer you, something. Wow. And then sometimes you'll get like, if it's just a console up there, it might be $36.
Okay.
But he'll buy it immediately. Okay. But he wants it because he's selling it either on Amazon or wherever he's selling it off to, because obviously he's making money doing this because this has been going on for years. So I want to say I had like 8 of them until like the beginning of December. And then I started listing on Mercari. They're all gone now. So that seems to sell very well.
I should probably list my Wii on Mercari.
I emailed this morning that sold on Mercari. So Mercari, I don't know because I don't know it well enough. I can't do like social networking sites because I just don't have the time for it.
Right. Well, that's the thing too. And that's part of the issue with me getting guests on, because I'm not real active in a lot of these. I mean, I've had 100 and some guests on over the years on my channel, but you got to be on Instagram, you got to be on TikTok, and be on all these different platforms to find these, these.
Yeah. Well, I know
you call them obscure, but these sellers that don't really have YouTube channels.
Yeah. You asked me in Victoria's channel this morning.
Right.
So, but as soon as I'm done with the store, which I'm hoping 2 more weeks, and I should be out of there.
You have at least to the end of January?
Yeah, they let me go a month on my lease. So
okay,
end of January, which is not a problem. I'll definitely be out by then.
Okay.
I want to be done in 2 weeks. I got a couple shelves sitting behind me now.
Okay.
I'm slowly moving over my inventory. I got stuff up top here, stuff out in the garage. I still have my storage locker.
You still have your storage locker? I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Yeah, so I still have storage locker. I kept that because of this reason. You know what I'm saying? It was like
covering your rear end in case you decided to close the store.
Well, it's hard to get a storage locker around here in this area.
Okay.
One, it's very hard to get a 10 by 20, 5 feet from the door you walk into.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I did not want to give up my location. That was my big thing.
And you have electric too, which is nice.
And I do have electric in it, so it helps. So I kept that. It's $230 a month, I think I pay.
It's a lot more reasonable than it is around here.
We were paying $1,000 for the store, so dropping that little bit every month. Like I said, I just had too many things going on.
Right.
And the guy I tried to partner up with wasn't telling the exact truth of what he knew about reselling.
Right.
I tried to help him along, but he just wouldn't pick it up. So I was like, you know what?
Gotcha.
I can't run this business by myself and the store. It's time to move on. And sometimes you got to cut your losses. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going to flush my inventory. And I have no choice. I'm not going to sit on stuff that hasn't sold. I'm either going to dump it on Marketplace or dump it in the trash. One of those two things.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't want to have, like I don't know. I think I just deleted 80 like old PC games that I bought in a big bulk buy.
Okay.
And they were selling pretty good in the beginning, but I haven't sold one of those in like 8 months. So you know what? It's time to go. It's got to get out of locker.
Right. Okay.
And as we progress and get better at it, you're a little bit more picky, of what you're buying. A little bit better what not to buy anymore. Try and stay away from certain things, even though they may look interesting to you, doesn't necessarily mean they're going to sell. So I try and really fine tune what I'm going to pick up. I don't want a bunch of junk in my storage locker. It makes no sense.
Right.
So
just we're paying for storage.
Yeah. Well, I mean, storage to me is value,
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have to go someplace and not be able to buy something because I don't have room to store it.
Yeah. Well, as you find a good deal at one of your estate sales, you want to buy a big lot of something, a place to put it.
Right. And that's the biggest thing is that it's
you rather make those. I won't call it fast nickels, fast dimes instead of slow quarters.
Right. And my goal right now is I'm at 1,100 listings on eBay. I want to try and get down to like 8 again. 8 was where I was doing
more manageable. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when I had 800,
you're on like 6 different platforms, right? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's something where at 800 items, I feel like, right now, it's like I have some things that are still just listed on eBay.
Right.
So. And then I have certain things that are just listed on one site. So
gotcha.
Trying to keep that all straight is something that, having room to store it and actually be able to see it is beautiful. That's why I want to do the fulfillment center, just send it in and be done.
Okay.
With it.
Well, like I said, I mean, Randy is very helpful. Just reach out to me, and if you don't have Randy's contact information, I'm sure he'll be happy to help you.
Okay.
All right. So I'm just going to do my, as I like to call it, my housekeeping.
Go ahead.
So, all right. So, guys, like I've said before, if you guys are getting any kind of value from my channel, please consider helping me offset some of my expenses. You guys know if you're reselling, there's cost of subscriptions and equipment, etc. I have Buy Me a Coffee, PayPal, and Cashapp. There's also a link to Randy's website, who we've been speaking about during the chat, where Randy sells delicious coffee, spices, and candy. If you register on Randy's website and you want to purchase some, old candy, no, let's just say old-fashioned candies, you just put an AE next to your name, and Randy is kind enough to pay me commission on that. In addition, Randy is selling Zebra thermal printers, and these are commercial grade printers. So they're roughly about $100 off your typical resale value on eBay. Randy is offering them at a discounted price to my viewers at $150, and it comes with free shipping and free labels. And again, they are tested and they work fine. So again, I want to thank you guys for your time. Your time is your most valuable asset. For those of you that are in live as well as watching the replay. And if you do me a favor, remember to leave a thumbs up, to turn your subscriptions on, notifications. And again, we'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. And again, guys, I'd like to wish you all a happy and healthy new year. And also thank you for your support throughout this year. Okay, guys, we shall see you next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Thanks all. Take care.
Bye.